our grand finals bracket. Again, Luminosity securing that spot, and it's going to be Splyce versus a very, very hot Rec in that loser final to see if they can get back to that grand final for a rematch.
Splyce is going to have to step up their hardpoint performance from what we just saw. If they don't play hardpoint better than that, Rec is an extremely strong search and destroy team. It's going to be hard to take these series if they don't step it up in the respawns right now.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree with Pac. I think that they got to step it up in the hardpoints, like right there versus Luminosity. There was times where, you know, they had a good setup and they just got absolutely gunned. 2-piece, 3 pieces, like that stuff you can't let happen. You need to be trading, and that's just timing, like, right? That's communication, timing, and getting there at the right time. And we weren't seeing Splyce do that on many of those hardpoints.
And so then, Study, would you say on Splyce's end, really just the slaying power needs to be just a little bit better when you're going against someone like a Gunless or the Reciprocities?
It's definitely the slaying power, but also the teamwork. You could obviously see things just weren't clicking on certain things. Like, accuracy at the point on the first map was 3 and 17, and that's just something you cannot bounce back from, especially being your main ICR role on Arsenal, and that's just pathetic, to be honest. Hopefully going into this next series, they just leave it all behind, because Reciprocity is coming off of a hot win, and it's going to be a scary match if they play the same exact way that they played the last series.
I mean, Nameless, how do you recover from something like that? So you lose to Luminosity, and you go down against a team that is red hot.
Well, I think you pull out a Rampart, 1, and 2, you can't have somebody who's just Mr. 2-piece. Like, on that first map, we saw accuracy trying to go in and get those trades. It was not happening at all. And I think you just kind of brush that off. You got to just forget about it, and you got to focus on, you know, the minute mistakes that you made hill to hill and try to fix them going forward. Maybe veto, you know, that first map you just got destroyed on, which was Arsenal. I think you just get rid of that and not try to deal with any of that stress that you just went through.
That was their first loss on this tournament, though.
Hey. I don't know. I would go into the series. I would just be like,
I think that they should just put it behind them. They were a strong team. This is their first loss of this tournament. Their teamwork seemed to be a little bit off. They need to get back on the same page. It doesn't matter what map they play if they don't get back on the same page.
Then, so if you don't do that, I mean, is there a chance at recovery for Splyce? I mean, maybe you take down Rec, but then you do have to go up against LG again, and they smoked you.
I mean, of course there's a chance for recovery. They're a great team. They beat LG earlier this tournament. So it's not like they can't do the same thing that LG just did and bounce back and figure it out. I'm interested to see what, so Arsenal just didn't get picked at all. So we're not going to be seeing that this series.
I like the pick of Gridlock by Splyce. I think that you know, not playing Arsenal is a good decision there. Just because on that Arsenal we just saw, like, they couldn't get anything going. Every single rotation they tried to break and they got shut down. There wasn't a single player that was stepping up there, and you know, I like that Gridlock pick. Put, you know, accuracy on a map where he can do some damage with that ICR post up and get those kills.
Study, what does it do to a team, hypothetically, if Splyce ends up in 3rd place again at their 2nd open in a row?
It's just like you guys basically improved, I guess you can say, by beating a couple different teams that you didn't beat the last tournament. But just overall, it's just like you guys are settled for top 3, and you want to obviously get better, but there's just some inconsistent games out of certain players that are just not able to push you to the grand finals. If they could just stay consistent between their games, it'll definitely be a lot better for them.
Yeah, top 3 is great, but it's certainly not 1st place, Nameless, and that is what, at the end of the day, that is what every single team wants.
Yeah, you know, we heard Temp kind of saying he's chasing that 1st place finish, and you know, he's kind of one of the players who's at the top and established, and we always roast him like, you didn't have a championship. I mean, I said it to him like, yeah, by the time I was 19, I had like 3 chips. What's going on, Donnie? But pick and frequency, we saw them play Gridlock in the last series where they went up 2-0 and, you know, had a chance to close it out. They end up losing it. And, you know, on frequency, that might be a map that Reciprocity is going to give them a lot of trouble, because we've seen Dylan going off time and time again on the smaller maps, as well as Zed today. He's been frying, like,
Zed's been phenomenal,
start to finish.
Absolutely.
So if you have both of them on point in full form, frequency is going to be a world of pain for these guys.
Especially
frequency. Are you serious?
Okay, well, we will have to see what is going to come up there. Again, that is going to be Reciprocity versus Splyce in that losers final. We do have a very quick little update for you. Priesta did tweet that he is feeling much better, so we are so very happy to hear that. But again, Luminosity is going to be in our grand final. We will be back in just a moment.
level up the game.
It's losers bracket final time. Reciprocity versus Splyce. And Chance, Splyce, they've been here before. The same territory. You go back to the first major of the year, Vegas, they fall, and what happens? They fall again. They're looking to avoid the same fate.
And the way they fell before they got eliminated, it happened in a Game 5, where if you have paid any attention to this tournament so far, and you have ever seen Reciprocity, it's always in a Game 5. Frankly, the only two times, one of the times they had to play against 100 Thieves, who unfortunately had to have a sub step in. But other than that, we live for Game 5s, Ben. That's much
do.
you love to cast.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we can skip the first 4, but we're going to do our due diligence just in case.
Well, we're heading to Hardpoint on Grid Up, but just to quickly talk a little bit about that map cycle, there's a couple of maps that we have seen before, specifically the Search and Destroys, the Payload, and the Game 5 Frequency. Good maps there for Reciprocity, and I think you were looking at how many rounds that Reciprocity had played of Search and Destroy. I think it was like 30 more than anybody else.
Yeah, the last update they had over 103 rounds played. It is ridiculous stuff. They are well versed, but Splyce is not a fun team to deal with in Search and Destroy, but off the rip, it's going to be Reciprocity. Again, Dylan, the man you have to keep your eye on. The entire game is able to pick up 2 kills, and I assure you, Ben, it is not likely he will ever slow down.
He's definitely not. Reciprocity, of course, trying to do it for Europe. Can they find themselves in the grand final here at Fort Worth? So far, early time, looking a bit 50-50. Splyce with a little bit of control as Tommy slides in, and Tommy has been fantastic for the most part, and that's a double for him. That's an opening now for Reciprocity. In slides Dylan, player close to his right-hand side. He'll shut him down, and a good start so far here from Rec.
A little bit of time going their way, of course, nothing too crazy. There's actually a 1v1 gunfight inside the hill. The guy from Reciprocity comes out on top, and well, Tommy's still trying to cause problems, has Wuskin to help him out, and they eventually get the kill. So this is best case scenario. Buy a mile for Reciprocity. You get a little bit of that scrap time, you get the rotation, and Splyce, well, they got to traverse the entire map.
Yeah, most definitely do. So a good rotation from Reciprocity. Managed to win the important gunfights, and Wuskin's going to have a few more. You can see him just watching the backside of the map. There's going to be 2, 3, 4 Splyce players that's actually going to hit this side, so if he can at least do a little bit of damage limitation before those Splyce players push through, would have been very helpful. And unfortunately for Zed, he's going to get some bad timing and in-fly Splyce.
Oh, systematically as well. You pick off the first player, the double challenge for the second, then the last guy in the hill has to deal with 3 of the snakes from Splyce. They clean shot, 30 seconds left, and honestly, Reciprocity, I don't even know if you want to try to fight for this time. Maybe try to set up for a little bit of control just for the next hill.
And just a quick side note, as we're about to go into the rotation for the third hill, accuracy 5 and 2, a much better start. Obviously, you saw in the last series Splyce played, he was very underperforming, or underwhelming, if you will. Not the best performance at all in the respawns from him. So look for him to keep on playing at that pace if you're a Splyce fan.
Well, you see Reciprocity trying to push out both sides as far as they can. They got 3 bodies stacked in and around the hill, and well, Splyce, they're waiting to make their move. Patient play right now for Looney. It's because accuracy going on the full flank, he gets shut down. Players for Splyce going hole in the wall, that's going to be Jerd, while Looney taking gunfights. The pinch is in, the swarm is here, and Splyce break on through. Tommy doing his best to stay alive, but him and Wuskin, you have to imagine eventually they get cut down. And Splyce, well, they're able to stabilize. Clean break from them.
Yep. Still 30 seconds left on the hill as Aqua now slowly but surely working towards a couple of streaks. I mean, 420 points, a few more kills in order to do it. And while the Reciprocity players are there, there's one. Will there be any more pressure? Well, you can see that minimap. Looney playing in the corner, very smart, trying to get a couple of free kills if he can. Is that going to have any effect on the spawn? Yes, it does. Zed spawning out for Reciprocity, and Accuracy's doing a great job of pushing all the way down B Street, trying to block those spawns.
Well, Zed should know, though, because of the spawn he got, they have to know Accuracy is going to be back here. And Wuskin, well, he's looking for it, gets the timing as well, spots him out. Accuracy, well, doing his best to stay alive. Of course, the gunfight's down low on the bottom of the map, seem to be going the way of Reciprocity. Job is done. You've taken care of business. It's just Aqua to deal with. He is going to fall, the clean 5-man wipe, and Reciprocity, well, they should be good to retake the lead.
And one thing just to briefly note, we obviously talked about the amazing performance from Dylan. Zed's been in that conversation as well. Slow start for him at 2 and 6 as we go to the final hill of the first rotation. He's gonna need to pick up the pace a little bit, try and get on pace with Dylan, because those two have just been a potent combination so far here at Fort Worth.
Well, once again, Splyce, they get the full swarm on the hill, and Zed is saying, guys, please help me out a little bit. They left them alone. The 4-man swarm, nothing you can do. And Ben, this is what, the 3rd, 4th, 5th lead change that we have had in this game. And that's only the first set of rotations. Of course, you go back into new, no streaks on board, so the early control actually will have a big impact. And Dylan going on the flank, 2 players lined up, free 2-piece for him. Going up top for the 3rd, 10th does shut him down. The Reciprocity will be inside the hill first.
Quick glance at your specialist progression. Shawnee almost getting the Tech 5 boost. Tommy close to a war machine for Reciprocity. On the flip side, for Splyce, everyone really getting a fair amount as Tommy picks up a double. War machine is available, and Tommy may actually invest it relatively soon at 380. Yep, he's going to pull it straight out. Love this play from him. Can he try and get a couple of kills? Well, there's one. Splyce are pushing, but they need to be careful, and there's the streaks for Tommy. The game changer at it again.
And now there's just no one from Splyce. It's one guy, Temp, is laying down again. Guys, like, come on, help me out just a little bit.
Heal. Please, Tommy, heal. My anxiety can't take it. 85 health, but he's gonna stay there, and well, good first hill on this rotation from Reciprocity. 125-97, the final 15 seconds is good for them, but these follow-up kills on this rotation for the second hill are gonna be crucial, and Tommy's actually gonna invest in streak care. What will he find? Well, accuracy in 18 is not gonna be affected by the Hellstorm, but they do have them pinned. Zed trying to go towards 18, but he will fall. Will Dylan be able to find the trades? No, he will not. The flank comes in from Tommy. There's one, but Splyce still in the hill.
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of calling in the Hellstorm right there, you force them into bad gunfights. You know they're going to have to be an 18, but Zed not having the best of starts, 2 and 9, could not find a kill. So it's essentially a waste in the end. And yes, you still have the Lightning, which you are absolutely going to save for that very first hill.
Yep.
But right now, Reciprocity swinging all the way around. They got one guy pushing up front, everyone else trying to come around back. But Tempest here, the damage leader of the tournament, or at least he's at the top, finding kills left and right. He's starting to potentially get a little bit of a hot hand.
Yeah, that's 3 kills in quick succession as he looks for potentially more. He's done a good job of just making sure that Reciprocity can't flank around the outside. No one able to shut him down as of yet. Attempt with Dylan weak, feeling himself, but nope, Dylan slides out. He gets a double. Now the rotation coming in. Again, another lead change comes through. Splyce, 149. Reciprocity, 138. And we have a Tempest out for Aqua. Connects with the first shot. His teammates now with license to push up, trying to get a little bit of showers control. And another Tempest is out for Dylan. Luckily, Dylan gets a little bit of an assistance, and Aqua has gone down. Dylan's going to slide forward. There's one. Can he now connect with Temp? Misses the first shot, but again, teammates following him up.
I thought for sure Jordan was going to use that grab slam. He doesn't commit. The Tempest comes out. You lose one of your own, and Dylan, just trying to stay alive, has 3 more shots. Well, they're making 2. He is going to fall inside this hill, though. Reciprocity, again, retaking the lead, starting to heat up just a little bit.
And Chance, look at how close this game is. 160 to 152. Zed still has 2 kills in this game. 2 and 14, and it's this close. If he can just get a little bit of momentum going here, you can see Reciprocity just run away with map number 1.
Well, you need momentum, and you need to be able to break through over towards this next hill, looking for a player. And Ice Cream just going to get cleaned up, shot in the back. So rotation right now, massive advantage over towards Splyce, but Dylan, the man, throw the team on the back. Pick up 2. He's got that help from Wuskins. They're at least causing problems, potentially able to push through this back alley, and they're actually going to be inside the hill first. Splyce, though, are in the back. They do have the better spawns.
And bear in mind, if you are Reciprocity, you can continuously challenge this hill because you have the lightning strike for Tommy. Wuskin with a double. Flamethrower is going to be out. 240 towards Streaks himself. If he's able to get an extra set of streaks, that could be massive for Reciprocity to close out this game. Plenty of time left on this hill. Peeks out, there's another freebie, 85 points. Is accuracy gonna fall? I believe the team kill actually came through. Now he has to go back to the Maddox. 2 players are gonna be there. There's one, slides out, gets the double. Wuskin with streaks. Reciprocity in a prime position to take map number 1.
This is their game to lose, Ben. They got 3 streaks, and we're going into the most open hill possible. And well, they might not even meet him. They're in control early, and you can just start calling these in rapid fire. Use them all roughly the same time. Blow the game wide open, because it's the middle hill, but you can win it on it. They will need just, what, 40 points to close this game out. Might as well call in one. Take out Temp, take down the guys that are in overpass, and well, Dylan, he's just gonna do it with the gun.
They're feeling confident. They don't even need to burn a streak, and I think that was mainly due to they knew exactly where Splyce was spawning. They didn't have to waste anything, but now with a flurry of kills for Splyce, you have to see a streak. Tommy's gonna be the first. Lightning strike in. That's gonna connect with 2. Reciprocity still with the lead, 215 to 188 as Looney looks to try and push through Ice Cream. Of course, for Reciprocity, I believe they can still win it here. Now they will not be able to do so. So despite the streaks, Splyce hanging on. And now this is where the spawns are going to be so important for that new hill.
Well, this is actually perfect for Splyce as well. They were able to burn enough streaks. They did not lose the game on this hill. They forced it to do it. The streaks aren't going to be nearly as effective. It does sound like a Vision Pulse is coming in. That's probably going to be from accuracy. And well, that means Splyce cares about the rotation. He's going to be able to get 1 kill. Dylan actually, again, in 2 feet. Give him
my
the 3rd!
lord! Dylan somehow gets the pick on the accuracy with a shot punch. 239, 240. The rotation is going to be huge. And the irony of this situation, Zed, he may only have 3 kills. He may have fallen 21 times, but he has the grab slam. Splyce are set up and can theoretically win here on points. To me, it comes down to Zed to close it out. Nothing else. Your performance doesn't matter. It's how you use the grab slam. There's 2, and there's a Reciprocity break, and that surely should seal the deal for game 1. Reciprocity take down Splyce.
Ben, if you had told me that Zed in the final few seconds of the game was going to nearly double the number of kills he had by getting a two-piece.
You wouldn't believe me.
One of the craziest games, Reciprocity, just using the man as bait. Zed, just thank the teammates. You go to map number 2, screw it, it's behind you. You got a 1-0 lead. You are feeling great.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. In that situation, I think now you see the teammates going up to me and like, just
don't worry about it, man.
Honestly, I'd be like, no, thank you, bro. You closed out that map. Thank you, bro. We needed that. We needed that. We needed that. But overall, I mean, if you're Reciprocity, you're going to have a big smile on your face after that map number 1 because, I mean, realistically, no disrespect to Zed. Yes, we see, obviously, kills and deaths. We don't see the EKAs like many of you are used to, you know, if you're playing League play and whatnot, but still, I mean, that's so low.
I mean, like, how awesome is that it literally didn't make a difference? Like, you even called it out. You were like, Zed, what is he, 3-21 at the moment? He really needs to head up just because it's a close game to get it back in it, and he did it.
Yep.
He did it. Things were just working incredibly well, and now, honestly, if I'm in the comments, I'm saying, hey, Zed, just get more kills and search and destroy.
Yeah, that's it.
And we'll be good to go, because it has been their bread and butter game mode. The record on it is insane. 10-3, 11-3. They are bumping it up, so it's not just the game 5s. It's been their best game mode as a whole.
And it's important to note, I think game 2 was, I believe it was Payload, if memory serves.
Yeah.
And that's a map which they have looked just so comfortable. And I think the scary thing, I actually saw Mad Cat tweeting out, a European player, of course, saying what's scary to him is how kind of comfortable they look in these game 5s. They're not nervous. They're not showing any signs of weakness. So if you're playing against them, you have to finish it out in 4. And let me tell you, that's not a good start there for Splyce.
Yeah, exactly. And I think even more so just because of how good the rest of the game 5s have been. The biggest thing for them is just to not go heavily down in the series. Like, you just want them to win one of the hard points. And if you win the first one, again, the confidence bump is going to be massive for that. It gets rid of some of the nerves. It just gets everyone back into the swing of things. And then, well, Payload, of course. I just want to see some snipers, Ben.
I think you're probably going to get your wish as it stands. A great map 1. Reciprocity lead this series. We're going to wait for game 2 to get underway. I believe in the meantime, we have Guy Blaze in the crowd. Guy, what's up?
What's up, guys? This is Let's Talk About It, presented by Jack in the Box, and I'm with the 18-time Call of Duty champion, TP, and we got some TIE fighters behind me as well. TP, how you doing?
Hey, I'm having fun, man. Another CWL event. We're here at Fort Worth. A lot of support from not only my supporters, but the supporters of the Green Wall and Call of Duty in general. It's a great time, bro.
Yo, TP, I know you guys had a difficult weekend, but how has this experience been for you?
The event did not go as planned. Very, very frustrating the way we played on Friday and Saturday. But at the end of the day, we just got to bounce back. There's a lot more events coming up. Got to get our heads right again and come back stronger.
What was your favorite moment of this event? What was your favorite match for Optic Gaming?
Favorite match of ours was probably 3-0ing E United. We had a rough start to pool play. To be able to come out and sort of, get things back in the right direction with a 3-0 there was really good. We had some nice comebacks versus EG as well, but just got to play better overall, to be honest.
Now, TP, you are like the Call of Duty mastermind. We have 3 teams left in this tournament. We got Reciprocity, Splyce, and Luminosity. Who takes it?
I think with how LG's looking so far, you got to give it to them. I think they really found their stride, the amount of talent that they have on that team. It was only a matter of time before they found their form. So I'm going to go with them. They're sitting in the championship already, won that winners final, so kind of a safe bet.
All right, TP, yo, it's been great talking to you. Shout out to the TIE fighters behind me for coming on through. That's it for us. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Guy. TP playing his hand well there, predicting LG, of course. Safe bet. I respect it. Great to hear from him. But back to business, Chance. Back to business. Losers final. As it stands, Reciprocity 1-0 up. Now they're going into their bread and butter game mode. Search and destroy. It's a payload. We've seen them play this so many times. For Splyce now, I think mentally this is where you just have to get your foot in the series. And you know if you do beat Reciprocity in a search and destroy, you're going to feel great. We've seen vulnerabilities. Obviously, when we saw Reciprocity versus Red to start the day, Red did come out and just wipe the floor with Reciprocity. They do have weaknesses at times. The problem is they've just got so many maps under their belt when it comes to search here in Fort Worth.
Well, something that I'm going to be curious is about is 10-4 record, by the way. There's your answer. I was trying to figure out what it is, but outstanding nonetheless. But we've seen them play this map a couple times now, and I gotta be thinking, if I'm in the Splyce camp, like, has Marky B watched them? Does he know what the answer is? Because I think most people know that Tommy's gonna be sniping at least half the rounds. We know where he's gonna be doing it from. But one of the keys for Reciprocity has been, instead of the sniper play helping you out, the tunnel control that they get on both offense and defense is outstanding. Dylan constantly is leading those charges, and again, we saw him picking up 2 pieces over in the hard point. He does the exact same thing in Search.
Definitely does. Tommy wide peek straight off the rip. Accuracy ready and waiting. Early first blood. And will give Splyce a momentary advantage as another kill comes through. So 4 versus 3 in favor of Splyce. Shawnee makes his way over towards the bomb, and that's a gunfight you simply have to win. Not sure how Shawnee's managed to win that one. As Looney rotates with a sniper, all of a sudden Splyce at a pretty big disadvantage. 3 versus 1. Reciprocity turning on. Apple with the pre-fire. He's going to get double challenged. Doesn't even matter. 4v5, and Reciprocity still win a round.
And then, how many times have we seen Tommy get picked first blood and then they just go crazy? Someone picks up huge kills. I know Dylan got at least 2 that we're gonna see. Honestly, if not more, there's number 1, and well, they're just gonna fly out for the second, or maybe he does connect, but they have done this time and time again. The level of aggression that they can bring to the table on this map specifically has been outstanding and not easy to deal with.
It's just get picked, fly. That's essentially it, right? As soon as Tommy falls for first blood, and sometimes he does with the sniper rifle, they just get together and they wolf pack in it. It's worked all events so far. Of course, Dylan picking up 3 kills in that first round. I think the big one, though, for me was Shawnee at top window, managing to win that fight against Accuracy when he was obviously over towards the bomb. That was a big, big win in that round. So obviously Reciprocity 1-0 up. We'll see them now going to the defensive side of things, and first blood in favor of Rec.
And if it wasn't Shawnee getting that kill, the 3 players that are now going on the flank, someone would have gotten the trade, and Splyce, no one's turned around. They've actually pushed out towards Tommy, but Tommy playing as passive as possible. That should be a free kill on Accuracy. Dylan cleans up 1. Tommy's trying to keep him at bay, and well, Aqua now he's just in between so many players in white, but he's able to pick up 2. Zed a little bit nervous to push, but Shawnee's there watching over him, and well, it just comes down to Jerd. The swarm was perfect, the triple flank was there, and most importantly, Tommy that entire time just keeping him at bay, just slowing the pace down, making sure that you could pinch them in perfectly.
Great search and destroy in the first 2 rounds here from Reciprocity. Here's a quick glance at the best play. It was from Aqua, and I thought maybe there was a bit of a body stack there. He could have got a little bit lucky, found himself 3 in quick succession, but no, just the 1. As now Rec go back over towards the attacking side. 2-0 up here. We'll see maybe anything different, potentially. No, looks like more of the same off the break. In fact, no, it will be B.
Be off
like
the
this.
rip. And
Tommy's still going outskirts, though. And obviously, Accuracy won this gunfight in the very first round.
well, he might be doing this as a little bit of the bait. He does the exact same thing. His teammates mix it up a little bit. They've left 2 floaters in the mid-tunnels. Again, Reciprocity does this pretty much consistently. So Aqua and Looney are back by themselves. Shawnee, though, just gets caught in no man's land. Aqua feels the pressure, has a little bit of help from his teammates. Zed taking a tumble off the map. Dylan, though, trying to surge on for more, going to try to hunt the players down. And, well, Looney's going to read it with the RK7, give us a 4v1. And that bomb, by the way, not where it needs to be.
This round is tough.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, okay.
That one was on purpose.
That one was on purpose. The Zed one, I don't think was. And this is where, if you're Zed, you just got to take a deep breath. You just got to take a deep breath. Obviously, we didn't see exactly how he fell off the map, and maybe it was just a misslide, whatever it is. 0-2, though. Obviously, a very, very poor start. Turns it around at the end, but just needs to find himself that first kill, get the rhythm going.
I was going to say, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in the new patch.
It happens.
Bumper cars just happen. Maybe he just got a little bit of unfortunate timing, but obviously not a good look for him. So definitely keep a thought in the back of your mind for Zed. Just to start getting back into the swing of things.
Also, slow start from Tommy. We did see that on this map late on Saturday. Sometimes he can be such a first blood machine when it comes to the sniper rifle, but Looney's actually pulled out a sniper as well. As he looks over towards the B site. Jared will spot a couple of his fellow European friends as they try and push forward, but there's a first blood, and it's Dylan again, and he's going to continue to push forward. He does find the kill against Temp, but Temp, with the double of his own, trades out his life perfectly, 3 versus 3.
I'm telling you, man, it's Dylan, the untradeable. Zed, of course, right now, they basically have, it's a pinch by technicality. They are very far away, but I think they know Zed's here because they have 2 players that were looking for him, but they turn around, maybe they feel a little bit more safe. And Jerd, by the way, is gone on a full flank, wins the gunfight against Wuskins, and this is where Zed has to make his move.
And it was instant. As soon as he recognized what happened on the other side of the map, he pushes forward. Problem is he hasn't got the information he needs, and Splyce may actually wrap this over towards A. For Reciprocity, it comes down to, can one of you get a double kill when you spot the Splyce players? Tommy is going to have a whole lot of work to do. Around about 5 seconds, and he didn't even see the cross to the bomb. That's unfortunate. He will see the spot, and that's going to give him the information that he is potentially planting. Can't get the bomb planter, as Looney will get it down, but Zed, 1 versus 3. This would be a hell of a way to try and turn around your losers bracket final. Not going to happen. Only found the 1.
Does get on the board though, and I think again, you just get off the donut, you get the monkey off your back, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. So just honestly some good plays. I think it really just does come down to Jerd wins that 1v1 on Wuskins, and it's the full map spread of the 3v3. Tommy has laser vision, by the way. I think he literally saw the bomb case when he goes for the...
No, I think what it was, as soon as he saw the player on outer platform, he was like, well, there's 10 seconds left. He has to be planting the bomb right now, and he just kind of went for it. But unfortunately for him, Splyce setup was picked. And Splyce get around on board. 2-2. Back and forth so far.
Of course, we'll see if Reciprocity tries to mix things up on offense once again. We've consistently seen Tommy going to the outskirts, the outer land, where accuracy has dealt with him before, but he got 4 men searching for mid-map. Jerd's going to be here. Spots out at least 1, but actually Aqua able to just stroll up, shooting players in the back. That finally gets traded. It's going to be Dylan, the untradeable, trying to stay alive. 3v3, and Shawnee, it just collapses. Splyce falling apart left and right. The trade's there for Temp. Jerd is stuck in between everything, and Dylan, again, non-stop, does not die. It doesn't matter what the situation is at the start of the round. They find a way. Dylan finds a way to just get these kills.
The movement from Reciprocity on the map. As soon as they get a kill, all of a sudden, they're all on the same kind of wavelength, if you will. They're targeting the same players. The team shots are coming through, making sure that they have every possible angle covered. And Shawnee goes big with a double there. Dylan as well. 2 kills in that round. Tommy with the 5th for Reciprocity as they once again go back into the lead.
And every time it seems like there's just no way. I mean, granted, they're trading the kills
bizarre,
on Aqua, but it's like they're just shooting players in the back. They have such a good setup and things don't work out. Dylan going for the hardcore play, of course, sitting at 9-3. Probably not in the best spot, but Shawnee up top, just trying to keep these Splyce players at bay. And Dylan, well, he is back, which is nice to see.
And Zed's doing exactly the same thing he did the round prior. He will get a pick. Accuracy traded out 4v4. And for Splyce, they have to worry a little bit about that flank. And one with full control of B. And they actually just decided to put that bomb down and play some post-plant positioning. And Dylan, I believe, did just spot the legs. He wanted Wuskin to try and take the gunfight. Zed will kill Looney, so 3 versus 3 with just shy of 40 seconds left. Zed throws the nade, doesn't connect. The Jiggle Peak should give him the information that at least one player is up top. As the round slows down. Looking for the big Dylan flies in. That's the opening you need. 3v2. Zed with the shot punch. Now it's a 3 versus 1. Temp to try and make the play. 18 seconds on the clock. Peaks doesn't find the kill. Dylan with another big win.
And the pinch was timed perfectly as well. Even if that gunfight isn't won by the guy down low, the flank was timed perfectly. As soon as Temp takes the gunfight, you go up on the stairs. The last thing you want to do in that situation is let the nerves get to you, fly up the stairs for the instant trade, because Temp will take full advantage of the situation if you just give him an easy 1v1 gunfight. So very good plays coming out of them, especially, again, just like those late round adjustments. Obviously, Zed had a nice beatdown, but even Dylan just flying in a closet to take down Aqua. They are consistently dealt difficult situations, and they always find a way.
It's so consistent. They always seem to just somehow turn disadvantages into advantages as quick as you can blink. And Dylan in a situation now where he's 225 off streaks. Stun and Tempest available for him this round as they charge over towards the B site. Is anything going to be invested? It's a slow-paced round so far.
I think they might be going for a bait. I think they might have been waiting for Tommy to maybe spot someone out outskirts and just not show anything over towards B. But of course, now the jig is up. You're waiting for the concussion, and Wuskins actually has a player laying down.
Didn't see him. Oh, I thought for a minute maybe he was going to win the fight, but Zed and Shawnee both with wins. Zed will fall. Temp kills himself, so it's a 1v3 amidst the chaos.
And Tommy knows exactly where he is. Accuracy is going to get called out. You got a guy on bomb that's not even, or he was playing, excuse me, so he's going to be getting perfect streaks. Tommy gets the shot in the back. That is everything just going swimmingly for Reciprocity.
And just to reiterate that point, Tommy, of course, chasing. Perfect time as soon as the bomb goes down, so Dylan gets the extra points towards the streak progression. I believe he got a kill in that round as well, so he may actually have that lightning strike. Tommy with the free kill.
I was thinking for a second they were just trying to feed the kill, but of course you wait for the plant, then you instantly shoot them. Whichever way you want to do it. The order doesn't matter.
As long as you win the round.
As long as you win the round, you'll take what you can get. And again, just nice plays coming in. Like even Jared playing the sneaky spot. Again, the mid-tunnel aggression has always been paying dividends for Reciprocity. Dylan, by the way, 12-3. Lightning Strike, Tempest. He almost could not have more.
Yeah.
Almost.
Great search from him. 5-2, the advantage. And all of the utility to close this one out. First blood from Tommy. Zed looking for 2. He knows he's a player on outskirts, but doesn't want to overcommit. More than happy to pull back and say, well, we have the man advantage. Let's go elsewhere on the map. As Jared traded out 4 versus 3. One player up top, that's traded as well. 3 versus 2. Full streaks for Dylan. Bear that in mind. You could see a ping or even a streak. Yep, it's going to be the Hellstorm. Love it. He's going to spot Temp, call him out. Not going to connect with a kill because of that ledge. But he knows exactly where he is. And teammates are going to hunt him down. Tempest invested. Reciprocity going all out here to close it out. And connects with the shot. Temp will fall. 1v3. Zed with the final kill. Reciprocity are making it look easy.
They have such a hot hand. Their Game 5 record is just unbelievably good, but this is what, their 4th series that they've had today. They have just been slugging through the losers bracket. They've been incredible, and of course on the flip side for Splyce, last open event, you get all the way to top 3. You lose in the winners finals, you fall to losers finals, and you just get cut down. They are now 1 map away from getting eliminated.
Got to avoid the flashbacks. Got to avoid the flashbacks. Same thing happened at Vegas. Is it going to happen again here at Fort Worth for Reciprocity? The Europeans on St. Paddy's Day. 1 more map. Reciprocity 2-0 up here in the losers bracket final. One more map. That's a lot of dabbing right there. That's a lot of excitement. Love to see it from the Fort Worth crowd. For Splyce, back against the wall. They've been here before. Same place at Vegas, of course. Losers bracket down and eliminated in game 5. We need to see a bit of life from them here.
And I'll be honest, I don't even know how much I want to phrase this from Splyce's perspective, because it's looking like they don't get a choice in the matter. Like, Reciprocity has just like taken this series, grabbed it by the throat, and just had a complete stranglehold on it. Like, it's been completely absurd. Like, no BS, they literally played map 1 essentially 4v5.
It was a 4v5.
Like, yeah, we got confirmation.
Yeah.
He had 11 EKIA,
Yes.
like 1,800 damage. Not a good performance at all. And granted, absolutely bounced back from map number 2. Zed had a very nice performance, so completely uncharacteristic, but they still got the win. So, I mean, I just can't imagine they are slowing down at all. They have been on point today, and honestly, we've always been saying about the number of game 5s they had. Well, the most recent series, I think it was a game 4. They might just be chopping a map off, and if they make it to the grand finals, win a map 2.
I'm going to be honest with you, that game 4, obviously against game 3 against 100 Thieves, they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
There was a team kill that came through, Tommy with the War Machine, and essentially they just needed half a second, if that, and they would have managed to get the full cap. Didn't come through. Obviously, they do go to a game 4, but then they look great in Hardpoint. So for me here for Splyce, I'm worried. If you're a Splyce fan, you should be very, very worried, because it looks as if maybe the top 3 is that the ceiling for this squad.
Now, something I will say is we have been seeing a ton of ramparts at the tail end of this event, pretty much since midway through yesterday, wherever it was. Splyce is a team that pulled it out in full force. We saw that when they played LG earlier. I have not seen the same from Reciprocity, and we saw LG use it on this map to great effect. So that's just something to keep in the back of your mind of whether Splyce continues to use it, and if Reciprocity actually makes the adjustment, or if they just trust what they've probably been scrimming with for the past 3, 4, 5 months.
Curious if maybe that was just an adjustment just for LG. I mean, we'll find out, right? Very quickly, but already, Jared making his way over towards A. The party is going to be at B. Zed finds the first kill of the round. There's already progression coming in towards B.
Very hot break. You get the 2 kills, get a little bit of progress on board. 1.5 picks already through a bunch of players right now for Splyce in mid, but they got to deal with Zed in the base. Not fun. He's going to be keeping a bunch of players at bay. Has Tommy for the help. They eventually clean him down, but what that does is pretty much gets you zone B. There's 1 player left up top. It's going to be Aqua. Doesn't find a kill. Jer tries to fly in, gets shot down instantly, and because of the pressure they put in the back, helps them cap B. They now have 24 lives to play with to cap a single point.
And 2 minutes on the clock to do so. Tommy making his way over. Aqua managed to get at least a little bit of positioning over on Splyce's side of the map, but with 3 dead for Splyce, this could be a bit of an opening for Reciprocity to try and push in, and Dylan, he's just winning every single important gunfight. There's the first, second over towards his left, misses the shot punch. Zed still alive though, as zone contested. Tommy will trade 1 more, can he find it? No, he can't. Looney defends.
And Looney's trying to heat it up, trying to pick the team up by the bootstraps. 5 kills right now on that 3 spree. Of course, very far away from score streaks, but more importantly for Splyce, even on lives, but they have quite a bit of map control. But keep in mind, one thing that's going to be open, the complete opposite side of the map. Tommy is going on an incredibly long flank. I do not know if Splyce is going to read it, but no one else from Reciprocity has moved a muscle.
Yep, they're waiting. They're waiting so patiently. Now Tommy gets the pick. Now they surge inside the zone. That should be kill number 2. There's 3, 4, and make it 5. Reciprocity, the patience, the brilliance. We've seen them do it on the opening breaks. Well, they'll do it halfway through the round as well. 1 tick in A, 2 ticks now in A. If you're Splyce, you've got to contest. Jared, you heard the grapple is in there as Accuracy actually gets a kill with a trophy system. Dylan only able to find 1, but backs away, plays his life, but Splyce, they're not letting him escape. Oh, no. They run straight towards him and shut him down. 2 ticks in A, minute 15 to play, 11-11 in lives.
Well, now it's going to come down to the spawn trap. How well can Splyce set it up? All these players you see up by elbow, they got control, and they got a roamer that needs to take care of Orange if he can. That's going to be Accuracy. Dylan up top, looking around, taking a peek, see if he can find anything. But Splyce doing a good job so far to keep on the pressure, but the first 2 kills go to Rec. Now they make their move, they start to slide in.
These are the important kills that you have to win if you're Splyce, and so far, so good. 6-6, 50 seconds left.
It's the same play. They're doing the same play. You swap out Tommy for Zed. They're letting everyone go past, going on the full flank. But this time, Splyce, they're turned around, and they got 2 players waiting for it. And actually, I say Tommy wasn't there last time. They're actually waiting for him. He's making his way over.
Oh, Zed's been stiffed out. Is that now maybe an opening to maybe put some pressure down mid-map? Dylan with the pick. This essentially now a round of search and destroy. Looney off spawn, falls. They were not expecting Tommy to be there. 6 versus 4. Can you at least just trade out? Well, Dylan slides in. He finds one. The trade's not there. Jerd going big inside the zone. Can he find 2? Yes, he can. 2v3. Jerd with 3. Jerd looking for more teammates there. It's a 2 versus 1. Dylan, the last man. 12 seconds on the clock.
And he does have a stun. You saw the player shoot down the trophy last time. He has a stun if he wants it. He's going to slide straight in. Jerd is just going to let him know the punch shot to clean house, getting 4 at the end. And you talk about a round that is nice for Splyce to get. That had Reciprocity written all over it. They had a 6v4 at one point, and Jerd just did a little dance. There's the beatdown, gets a couple kills, and I think he finished off the final one with his fist. The reaction time on point, Jerd, always going to be the best in the game at the beatdowns.
Man from Ireland going big for the North Americans. Splyce can pat him on the back and say thank you very much. A 1-0 advantage. Here at control. And here's a look at our opening break. Well, Splyce basically doing exactly what we saw from Reciprocity in round number 1. A full fly towards B. Temp, meanwhile, watching mid-map. We'll at least get information, if nothing else, but his mantles, he will fall. Already 3 kills in the round for Ren.
And Zed comes through, he finds 2, all 5 dead, and the first push is gonna be stuffed. Wuskins, by the way, hanging out, ready for it. He's already called out, hey, all 5 players cross, and if they try to force it in orange, they gotta deal with Shawnee, who just did about 600 damage, basically, but did not find a kill. Dylan's able to get 1. Splyce just trying to find a way out of their base. Dylan continuing to get kills left and right on a 3 spree. Make it 4, no. Temp able to shut him down.
That was a big
that was Zed and Tommy, never mind.
Not sure how he was able to do that, but Dylan still being a nuisance over in Splyce's window, and of course 325 points, getting close to some streaks of his own as he makes his way over towards the B zone. A nice shot onto Aqua, puts him at 200 as he knows that can push through, but Temp actually falls to his own nade. 23-18, the life count. Dylan, curious to see if maybe you want to invest the Tempest to earn the streaks. How many players from Splyce are going to be over there? Well, the EKA will do 100 all you need, and he will fall. No streaks earned. Meanwhile, Splyce still putting pressure over towards the B zone. Kills coming in their favor. Wuskin now mid-map, trying to cause a ruckus. That's the support of Shawnee down low. Temp jumps back in. Wuskin with the kill, and Splyce, they're running out of lives here, Chance.
Splyce, of course, that means they might need to force it in one side. They might be going for a little bit of a split push, but Rex is going to start to pour it on. Of course, 2 ticks already through. They actually are going to be going for a split push. The question is, how does Reciprocity respond? Because right now it's only 1 player inside A. He gets taken down, but everyone over towards B. Splyce makes it go through, but they are down by 5 lives.
But it's Jerd again, coming up big. As soon as Dylan pulled out that Tempest, he challenged, and well, guess what he has? Grab Slam. Obviously, 5 lives down. You're going to be hesitant to use it unless you can try and bring yourself back in the life count. Or, of course, you manage to get at least a little bit progression over towards A. Shot punch. The man is just so good at 250. In fact, you could honestly use it maybe to secure some streaks if he gets 1, 2 more picks.
And Tommy fell off the map. That makes it a lot easier. Temp's able to get 1. The move is here. If you want to use Grab Slam, that's fine. You might not need it. As the Sog gets shot in the back, Wuskin is able to find 2 and still a 6 life difference. This is going to be a tough round for Splyce to have to carve out. Because honestly, even if you get a 5-man wipe, they might be quick enough off respawn before he can get 3 ticks in.
Jerd just missing that shot punch. How big of a factor is that going to be as Splyce down to their final 5 lives? Double the lives for Reciprocity as Splyce dropped to 3. Make that 2. Accuracy weak. The challenge more than likely going to come through. Wuskin has hit the flank, and well, he's going to shoot 2 players in the back. Doesn't connect with the kills, but I'll tell you who will. Shawnee, double for him.
Hell of a game from Shawnee right now. I think he's about 17-8, and I think he's on a 5 spree as well currently. So you gotta keep an eye on him going into this next round, potentially to get some of those score streaks. But I don't know, it's a bit of a strange round. I think it was perfect. As soon as they got the TAC 5 and Dylan was 200 off streaks and he had the Tempest, I was thinking go for it. But of course, you get the round win nonetheless, fairly convincingly at that.
Tie it up, 1-1 here in the control, and it's that man who's been going big for Splyce so far. Some big kills, still of course has his grab slam, not able to secure the streaks though. Just how costly is that going to be? It's now We'll see Reciprocity on the attacking side. Is it going to be more of the same? Well, Zed's making his way over towards A. Of course, he does have Grab Slam. The grapple's going to be out, and players going to be hitting from mid-map. The stun connects. Jerd uses his, and well, to be honest, that's only for one because everyone else from Reciprocity, they flew towards B.
It's almost like a bait. You just burn it from Jerd, and now you're feeling a lot better because you know it can be effective with it. Of course, now over towards the B site, Temp is able to win a gunfight. You talk about a guy that needs to heat up and start getting some more kills. Temp is on that list. 12 and 12 is fine, but from what he can bring to the table, someone needs to step up for Splyce. It might as well be him.
It's what he needs to do, right, for this squad. Whenever you see Splyce with those dominating performances, it's always him leading by example. Early on Splyce, 4-kill advantages. Wiskin will put it down to 3. The grapple from Zed, no slam, that life. Quick glance, of course, at the minimap. You can see Tommy over towards the A zone. Looney with the shot punch, he will fall. And honestly, so far so good here for Splyce, Chance. 0 progression in either A or B with 50 seconds on the clock. The life count, massive at this point, 7. It's going to be hard here for Reciprocity to come back into this round.
Yeah, Splyce have just been suffocating on defense. Almost 0 openings except for maybe the opening break, which was a great attempt, but he's responded too well. But now you get a couple players over towards B. Zed leading the charge, trying to keep players at bay. The hop-up comes up top just to shut Luskin down, and Aqua, they want this round at all costs. Give him 0 wiggle room. He's going to pull out the Tempest, try to do what he can. But Tommy's able to find 2. They're doing a little dance. Dylan's staying alive. Again, Mr. Untradeable it seems. And well, Aqua runs out of shots. And Accuracy actually gets traded. This is not easy, but potentially doable for us.
And here's the problem. They're going to have pressure from both hills. And when you can see already A is being capped up. Will one tick get into B? No, it will not. The grapple from Jerd saves the day. A will be conceded. No point challenging that. Shawnee will fall. So added minute on the clock, minute 33 overall. And an 8 life advantage for Splyce. There's no way they throw this away.
It could be possible. Splyce right now, they got 2 players sitting in the spawn of Reciprocity, and Aqua wins gunfight. And every single kill at this point that Splyce get makes it that much easier. Trades come in. Looney still going for spawn kills, just trying to keep him at bay.
And bear in mind what you've already invested this round to start the grab slam. The Tempest came out. Now Tommy's going to use a War Machine to try and bring themselves back. Pick up a couple of kills in the spawn. He was able to find 1. 16-6 though, as now Wiskin going for the flank. That's the support of a teammate. Zed still hasn't used that grab slam, but Reciprocity down to their final lives. Be amazed really to see any further utility invested here by Reciprocity unless they somehow get a flurry, a full team kill. Then, hell, you might see absolutely everything. And, well, 2 more go down. 12v4, but Reciprocity are in the zone. There is a grab slam. Maybe they get 2 ticks. Could see it invested. But Splyce, you got to go quick. You can't give too much time. And that's a big opening there from Accuracy. Tommy up top. What can he do?
11v2. Nothing. This is all but over. Players inside. And did I hear a War Machine coming in at the end?
Yes.
Temp is actually going to burn that. So a bunch of teams kind of desperate to make it happen. I think you saw Tommy use his a little bit earlier. And it's a situation where I really appreciate the idea of you're trying to force them around. You go spawn kill with some more machines, get your teammates to the point. Great idea, not too effective. Kind of like the opening break, honestly. You get rid of that gravity slam from Jerd, you go for the split push, get Zed inside the hill early, and if he's there that fast, you know he's using the grapple hook to get it. And then, of course, you get bodies over towards B, but it was a great idea. Didn't really pan out.
And obviously, remember, he still has his grab slam as well. Did not invest it in that last round. Will that have an effect here? If you're Splyce, you're going to know he has it, so you don't really expect to see an A push off the rip unless you're almost double bluffing at that point. Oh, we'll wait and see. Oh, there you go. Zed makes his way over towards A. He's going to lock that down. Meanwhile, Tommy's going to have all the information. Players making their way to B.
And I think Tommy is expecting a ton of pressure to come in because obviously no one spotted it A. He thinks at least 5 players might be here. He's got a little bit of help mid-map now, and Dylan is coming to secure any kills possible. Zed, of course, on the flank, just going to shoot a player in the back. That's a handful of times where Reciprocity has sent someone on the fullest possible flank, and that's just so tough to watch and so tough to predict.
Well, is this potentially where Zed uses the slam? Nope.
He was thinking about it.
Not just yet. Jared off spawn. Will fall. It's Tommy putting the pressure on, and Splyce with progression at A. That's 1 tick. They almost got a tick at B. That has not been decapped. Bear that in mind. If someone off spawn from Splyce wants to play towards B, and I think that might be the game plan here for Jerd. Just apply split push pressure. Temp gets 2. Accuracy gets 1. Splyce in a great position to send this to a game 4.
And they are going to be able to get this a point. The Vision Pulse is going to try to help him out as well, and Wuskins hasn't earned his. And, well, they're already over towards B. Tommy just spent the last 45 seconds thinking about the spawn kill. Jerd eventually finds him, and while the Vision Pulse is still there, they know exactly what's happening.
And now if you're Zed, you're almost forced to use the grab stun, but he's weak, and he's going to be picked out of the sky once again. You may not even get another chance to use it. Shawnee with the beat down on Aqua, but 2 ticks already through. They almost have the third. You've got to go with your Reciprocity, and they're too late. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Streaks on the side for Splyce, but that is a much, much better performance out of Splyce there in that game 3.
That is just one of those blink and you miss it kind of control games. There was a long time where Tommy gets his spawn kill and he's sitting around orange while Splyce is over towards A. And the guy that spawned up was Jerd. And Jerd sat in the back of the spawn for 15, 20 seconds waiting for Tommy to kill him. Tommy never goes back for the spawn kill, but never fully commits to going and helping his teammates today. He kind of roamed around mid and really just didn't have an impact. And of course, well, his teammates were not taking easy gunfights as well, so Splyce taking full advantage of the play, and of course the Vision Pulse helps things out as well.
And then the most unfortunate part of that whole sequence there for Tommy was by the time he decided to try and flank B, players off spawn had already called him out. Jerd turns the corner pre-firing, and his entire play, that entire 30-second sequence, was basically for nothing. And of course you don't even get to see Zed use the grab stun there for Reciprocity. Big specialist and not invested. Of course we'll have a quick glance at how that ended once again, because it was the sequence really where Zed gets tagged up. Of course you see him use the grapple, and just no chance for him to use it. He thought about using it earlier in the round, if you remember, at A, wasn't able to do so. There was a moment really in the round before where he could have used it, wasn't able to do so.
Yeah, and you can also just see kind of the impact of the Vision Pulse because Tommy's going on the flank, but someone had to have spotted him out because Jerd basically comes back and gets the pre-fire. So the best opportunity that Reciprocity had, well, I say the second best opportunity they had gets shut down early. Then the best opportunity they had is going to be the grab slam, but he's got 34 health and flying in, and you have to go for it. I know you're basically dead no matter what, but there's no other options because as soon as you grapple, it's a commitment and you're not going to be back in time. And frankly, even if they had stopped it, a ton of streaks just got earned by Splyce as well. So a very dominating map number 3. And the only way to get a reverse sweep is to lose the first 2 and bounce back. And Splyce, the first part of that is done.
And you managed to extend the series, go to a game 4, which is going to be Frequency Hardpoint.
Again.
And that's a map I believe we watched Reciprocity play earlier on, if I'm not mistaken. And they did play relatively well on that one, but it was against Red Reserve, and I think Red beat them, did they not?
Correct. Red Reserve actually beat them. So what we've seen a couple times from Reciprocity, and granted, map number 1 was just people bouncing back and forth, lead exchanges after lead exchange. But there was a couple hills, especially that P2 to P3 rotation, that Reciprocity really struggled with. So they had a 60, 70, 80-point lead against Red Reserve for like half the game, and then all of a sudden it was tied. Just those 2 hills, it just completely took over. So especially that second hill, keep an eye on if Splyce can take full advantage, or, of course, the flip side, if Reciprocity can fix those mistakes.
I mean, you get a little bit more output there from Zed in a Hardpoint, and realistically, game 1 wouldn't have been close whatsoever. And if you can bring that here into game 4, you could see Reciprocity book their ticket into today's grand final. Of course, LG ready and waiting, sitting in the wings. From there watching this, studying as always. What will we get out of Splyce, though? To me, that's the big question, because their Hardpoint game, for me at least, has been flat. It isn't the same kind of explosiveness that we saw at Vegas.
I mean, if you're losing a 5v4, like something is clearly going wrong, and I don't know. I mean, Temp is constantly towards the top of that damage leaderboard. I think we just saw Looney had a great game. It's kind of the rest of my mind, like accuracy especially. It seems like he's been a little bit lackluster. Maybe not in every single series, but overall, he's probably the guy you're looking at most to kind of kick it up just a notch.
It's the inconsistencies, right? Some games you get wonderful performances, and then others it's like he's not even there. You cannot have that here. You need a big performance from Splyce to send us to a game 5 search and destroy. Of course, it will be on Frequency if we go there. That the map late last night. Dylan forced to clutch up in the final 2 rounds. It was a 1v3 and a 1v2. Wonderful stuff from him. It'd be a fitting way to end this losers bracket final.
Of course, when all is said and done, Ben, the first thing we said at the start of this series is we almost 100% expected game number 5. So if I was a betting man, I might be leaning a little bit towards Splyce, but Dylan, again, the untradeable, always able to pick up 2 kills, but Aqua responds in kind.
And that to me is a big talking point for this map. Have to slow Dylan down, because too many times you see him get not just 1 but 2 kills in quick succession. He needs to have someone shutting him down, and there you go. Finally, you get to see it from Temp, not allowing Dylan to get 2. It's a much better start here for Splyce. Explosiveness you need to see.
Right now, this guy's inside the hill hanging out. We talked about accuracy, maybe slow production, but now he's just racking up all the time, just doing his job, trying to get those points. That is one of the best opening breaks Splyce could possibly ask for. They're also sitting in the back, waiting for this rotation. Reciprocity sending a ton of players straight in through mid, but the flank is here. Looney able to take one down with them, and all these players kind of stuck in orange. Wuskins opens up the left side of the map. Temp goes to try to hunt him down, and Wuskin is able to pick up 2.
That's big play. They know Jerd's still back here, though, and Jerd will survive for now. One more player pushing Jerd with 2. As it stands, no one in the hill. Splyce 50 points now to just the 1 of Reciprocity, and if they can lock down the spawns here and lock down the second hill, Reciprocity are going to be in a big hole.
Very nice stabilization from Splyce. Accuracy inside is able to find 2. Tommy, though, on the flank. No one left for him to spawn kill, but his teammates are dropping around him, so you got to push in the back. He takes down Accuracy. He's got a 1v1 for some hill time. Aqua comes out on top. Well, the back spawns are actually there for Reciprocity, but even if you get these final seconds, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
But that does mean Splyce should be solid over towards third.
And they've actually left Jerd lingering around. He may actually go for a challenge towards the players rotating. That's going to be the plan. Tommy jumps out of window. Jerd actually jumped into window. So ring around the Rosie. Reciprocity still spawning out for New Hill. And again, this was the point you were really trying to make before the map began. About that rotation from P2 to P3, Reciprocity really struggled with that throughout the entire map when they played against Red Reserve.
Well, with how far away they are from the hill, and they got to deal with Jerd as well, but they really have one good opportunity to get a clean break if they want to be able to win this hill. If not, they're going to have to mitigate as much damage as possible. Tommy able to find 2. He's able to break inside the hill. Zed's there for the help, and just like that, Reciprocity able to get through. Dylan watching the lanes, able to find 1, and his teammates inside the hill are killing everyone.
Splyce still with the spawns, though, so the challenges are going to be coming very quickly. As Wuskin learns as he slides across the nade thrown out, he will have to back away. Hardpoint contested. Splyce not giving this up. There's plenty of time, of course, 25 seconds. Finally, they retake control, but Dylan isn't done just yet. Hops in, contests, goes for the challenge, feeling confident, and somehow survives.
His teammate almost did more damage than the opposition, but quite a bit of contest time at the end. Both teams leaving 2 players. Well, actually make it 3. Shawnee goes for the flank, wants to get these final few seconds, but honestly, for Splyce right there, good enough job to contest for about 10. Of course, now the rotation comes in. Keep in mind, Dylan right now on a 4 spree.
Yes, 210 points. He needs 4 streaks. Really an important kill for Splyce to pick up, and he has Shawnee in front of him. There's a little bit of bait. The stun goes out, doesn't connect. Dylan needs to be careful. Went down to 40 HP. You don't want to play too slow in these situations, but you want to play for the streaks, and he's not going to be able to get them. Splyce going big when it comes to the important kills there, but Reciprocity still break through. Finally, Hardpoint contested by Looney. He jumps in. Wuskin will fall. The trades will follow. Accuracy only able to take down 1 with him. And her score 95-52. 25 seconds left on the final Hardpoint for the first rotation.
I hope you like kill trades, Ben, because we just got
There's a lot
all
of them, right?
But honestly, really outside of that first and second hill, it's been Reciprocity doing the best that they can, so a nice turnaround for them. But still, after the first set of rotation, Splyce seemingly carrying the momentum from what we saw in that.
And it was 50 points. It was a slap bang, 50 points off the first hill that Splyce was able to give them the lead. And, well, as we rotate now, 95-75. First hill, second rotation. Splyce ready and waiting inside the hill. Accuracy will fall. Shawnee and Dylan pick up 2. Temp looking to trade. He finds 1. Jerd's in there with him. Shot punch comes through. Still contested. The TAC 5, though, comes in. Clutch it. Heals both Jerd and Temp, the 2 players in the hard point. And once again, gives them control.
And a couple players starting to get close to the specialist. A Tempest for either side. Jerd is just an inch away from that grab slam. And now actually Dylan, he's going to invest it. He's able to chain just 1 player, able to connect with 1. Wuskins cleans him up inside the hill, just going to get dropped. So Tempest gone. Splyce still in the hill.
And Jerd grabs some available, 270 off streaks. Hardpoint's going to be contested. Doesn't get the kill, but somehow does stay alive. 15 seconds as he dances and darts around the hill. Dylan at elbow. He's been Tempest. Don't fall off the map. Tommy, though, could shut him down off streaks and does. Nicely played from him. The Tempest still out for Aqua. Not going to connect. 128-76 advantage Splyce.
Well, if he hits just 1 shot, not only does he get some streaks, you get chained in the back. You can't fight your way through, and they're going hunting. He connects with Shawnee. Lightning strike is in. You got the lead. Going for the kill on Tommy. His teammate, well, takes care of business, and if any bodies are inside the hill, you already know what Jerd is going to do.
Slam.
He's going to hit the double. Splyce is going to break through, up by 50, and they are going to let it run. And by the way, Aqua still 40 points away from that Hellstorm. He's got to get shut down in the next couple seconds, or else this is going to be bad news for Reciprocity.
And honestly, you can just play the hill time if you really want, but he sees maybe a free kill inside. Teammates there all trying to bait. 3 players pushing through from window. Looney picks up 2 of them, and Splyce now starting to build a pretty sizable lead. 150 to 82. Still 19 seconds time, and well, the hill time itself will give him the second streak. Reciprocity still trying to push through the front door. The stun connects with himself, so they may have to actually just concede the final 8 seconds. Splyce still spawning out, so for Reciprocity, they need to recover here on the 3rd hill with a full 60 of their own.
Well, Hawk will finally get shut down as Zed gets his 6th kill of the game. Just such a massive deficit right now, and the Vision Pulse should make it easy to break through. Turn takes down Wuskins, knows exactly where to look, and Temp actually has the War Machine as well. You get the break on this, you might as well seal the game up, because you still got the streak, so they pour everything into it. They're inside. Reciprocity spawning in the back, but they're spawning up basically just to go and die, trying to pick up a couple kills, eventually able to get through, and maybe, just maybe, able to stabilize just a little bit.
And you're getting an absolutely huge performance out of Looney at 21 and 13. Temp with the stick, that's 2 for him. Very, very quickly. Hardpoint still contested. If he gets this final pick, it will be more streaks for Splyce. The time, of course, coming through. He gets the lightning. Now can he find anything else? No, he can't. Capture points give him the streak, though. So now a lot of extra utility for Splyce. And as you pointed out, you have Zed, another 4 hardpoint from him, 6 and 20. The big difference maker this time was Shawnee with a bit of a slow performance from him as well. He has started to chain some stuff together, but I think it's a little late for that chance.
This is just going to be so tough. Obviously, it's never over till it's over, and well, you got Zed with the grab slam. You have quite a few specialists from the side of Reciprocity, but obviously you have quite a few streaks on the side of Splyce who are in the hill. You can ping it, you can make them slow down, and then of course you can even just hover health. You can do anything. You have so many things at your disposal. You can do whatever you want. Aku calls in the lightning, and even if it doesn't connect with any players, this is 25 seconds Splyce has just gotten for free.
Yep, big time. Just puts them ever so closer to closing out game 4 and sending us to that game 5. Who would have thought this match going to a game 5? Zed slides in, not able to use the grab slam there. Ideally like to use it on the first hill on the rotation, but you have to make sure you at least secure a little bit of time. Potential for streaks as well. That's Dylan starting to heat up, 4 kills in a row. Zed may be forced to use the grab slam right here. There's one, actually goes down. Reciprocity, to their credit, hanging on.
Well, they win the break, but Zed really has to start heating up, man. 8 and 22, and you're down by 100 points. This is nothing like the first game. The team is not doing nearly as much, and you can see you're feeding streaks essentially to the opposition. But you got a bunch of bodies in the hill. The Hellstorm maybe can only connect with 1 or none. It does get a hit marker, and you see Tommy with the War Machine gets a couple of hit markers, beats down Dern. That's 3 in the kill feed for them. Tommy, please find him. Wuskins eventually does. Well, it's a Hellstorm gone. Still in the hill.
Still potential for the Reciprocity comeback, and this is where it's going to begin. Forget the current hill, it's about these follow-up kills at the back of the map. Dylan needs to try and trade out, not going to be able to do so. Zed falls, forced to use the Tempest, doesn't have a choice, misses the first shot. Aqua with the pick, and that will solidify the spawns now for Splyce. And honestly, with 16 seconds left on that old hill, they're not even bothered about it. Just hold the back of the map and close it out here. Again, to reiterate your point at the very beginning, chat, the rotation from P2 to P3 has plagued Reciprocity on this map.
Yeah, this second hill has just been brutal for them, but they find a couple kills, but Splyce still gonna spawn in the back. They didn't put enough pressure in the back, but they're inside the hill. You see Wuskins trying to push out as far as possible. Actually, all of them just trying to go for those spawn kills if they can. So Splyce actually does begin to spawn out. Reciprocity fighting for this tooth and nail. It looks like Dern's able to get a couple. Dylan doesn't finish the kill. The team kill comes in. Finally, they drop him. And Zed inside the hill. You're going to have to get a double. He's just going to get shut down. And well, Splyce, they can't win it here, but they can get incredibly close.
Yeah, and if you're Reciprocity, you can't just rotate either. You don't want to leave yourself a mountain to climb. It's already a pretty big hill, if I'm honest. As Aqua now, he's going to invest the Tempest. Jiggle Peak connects with Wuskin. He will fall. 20 seconds left. Looks towards the back door. Streaks now earned. And of course, Reciprocity spawning out. You only have 1 player rotated. That's going to be number 9. That's going to be Shawnee. But damage done here for Splyce. Shawnee has to go big. Has to have one of those moments you know he can have.
17 points for Splyce, and we will be seeing a map number 5. Turd takes him down in the back, and Splyce is in the hill. They have been on fire in this hardpoint since the control. Aqua has the lightning strike, calling it in, and they are killing everyone, and you got the safety net of the grab slam as well. But Reciprocity in the hill trying to hold on. Zed at least is going for the contest.
It's going to be the explanation mark from Jerd. Guarantee it. The slam to close us out, pushes in, jumps. There's the slam. Team kill comes through, but it's Dylan, of course it is, that tries to extend the series one more point. All Splyce need. Oh, and Splyce will get it. The losers bracket final going to a game 5 search and destroy. Splyce one more map for the reverse sweep.
We've brought it up a few times, Ben, but last time at Vegas, Splyce got to this exact same point and they ended up losing that game number 5. They are looking for vengeance on not just making up for Vegas, but they want to go and hunt down LG as well.
But here's the problem. Reciprocity in game 5s, it's been quite the duo here at Fort Worth. They've been immaculate almost, only losing one of them. We'll be back with game 5 frequency after this. Splyce, Reciprocity, Game 5, search and destroy. Winner goes to the grand finals. Loser bows out. Top 3. Game 5's Reciprocity, they've had a fair amount of them. They've won nearly all of them, only losing 1. For Splyce, at Vegas, they fall in loser's bracket final in Game 5. It seems almost as if this was destiny, Chance.
I mean, pick a team, pick a storyline. You even got for Splyce again, wanting to get revenge on LG. But they've already played twice in this tournament. They've split with them 1-1. They want to go for that revenge. They want to outplace themselves from the last event. But again, that last stand has just been insane. But of course, Splyce 2-0 as well. I'm trying to think. It was against Denial they had a Game 5, and then I believe against Midnight. So slightly different caliber of competition, but 2-0 nonetheless.
Unbeaten, only dropped 1. And let's not forget, it was this exact map where Dylan clutched up yesterday, the final game of the night, to keep Reciprocity alive in the tournament. Without that, they wouldn't even be sat on the main stage right now. But Game 5 underway. Splyce on attack. Tommy has to have one of those performances for me. He cannot have a slow game. Misses the first shot.
Looking for more as well. Players just gonna push him as well. He feels the pressure instantly. Dylan Matt gets caught out as well. Wuskin though does get the trade on Jerd, so you do have a 4 versus 4. But I'm happy, honestly, if I'm Splyce. You take down Dylan, you breathe a little bit of sigh of relief. Tommy not able to connect with accuracy once again. Getting a haircut, but staying alive.
This is again challenges Aqua. Aqua will pick the kill up. 4 versus 3. Bomb down as well. A big advantage here for Splyce. 35 seconds for the retake to come through, but we see so many times where Reciprocity being a numerical disadvantages and still made it work. Zed wins the 1v1 against Temp. 3 versus 3. 25 seconds. Time is of the essence. You have to push, and Looney is ready and waiting for it. He gets 1, somehow stays alive, but it's a 1v2. It's all down to Looney. Has to clutch up, and I believe if he jumps, he's going to take the bomb, but Zed gets the gunfight nevertheless. And once again, Chance, Reciprocity down in numbers, and once again, Reciprocity winning the round.
I don't understand it. The number of times where I've seen Tommy with the sniper just get picked off, and I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking switch it up, but they're just winning. They're just winning. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have no idea, but again, just making big plays. I think Splyce at the end, they didn't have the information, so you saw a couple players that were turning and watched the flank, but the pressure all comes in through the same side, and of course, the big 1v1 at the end. Zed comes out on top, and frankly, that's a huge clutch for him to get. Because it's got to be nerves. There is no other explanation for those hard points. Needs to start feeling himself, and if you get 3 kills,
in round
better
1.
than Hardpoint.
Yeah, basically, right? Up until the grab slam, at least. Tommy still with the sniper rifle out, though, for Rec on their attacking side. Accuracy and him have been dueling in search. As Tommy actually changes his class. No sniper for him this round. Puts it away. Rec, they looked over towards B, didn't like what they saw, Chance, and now potentially rotating over towards A.
Yeah, they go through a rotation though, but Jerd's been sitting here waiting shoulder peek until Kingdom Come, and Reciprocity says, do we really want to deal with that? Do we want to try our hand forcing it towards that A site? And they say no, but now Accuracy over here, throwing shoulders, waiting for it. Easy gunfight for him. Takes down Zed, shuts down the streaks. You get the first blood, you don't get traded. And Reciprocity, they're going to try to wrap once again, and Jerd just waiting for him. Still.
We've been here before. Splyce with the advantage. Many times in game 2, Tommy just survives, but a good read from Jerd. Recognized the pressure was going to come from elsewhere, but just like that, you blink and you miss the kills. 3v3, and Looney's going to fall. Dylan somehow wins the fight, and guess what? Now it's a Reciprocity 3 versus 1. It's so consistent, it's almost unbelievable. Accuracy 1v3, 15 seconds left. Of course, Reciprocity do need to try and get the bomb down. Accuracy will fall. It's almost predictable at this point.
It doesn't make sense, Ben. They just rotated that bomb like 5 times at the start of the round. Time is not on their side. It's in a 3v5. And I think even here, like they trade players out, like you jump mid-map, but they're just getting picked apart. I think maybe it was Temp and Jerd getting a little bit over antsy. They had the angles. I think they knew the players were coming through orange, and then they just got flanked from top window. And the reinforcements, a little bit too slow.
And if you're Splyce now, this is going to get so frustrating.
Oh my God.
Consistently with a numerical advantage in the rounds, including game 2 as well, let's not forget. And now you find yourself 2-0 down. Life on the line. Could be your last map of the tournament. Tommy Is he going to peek over towards B? When you expect it, there's the jump, and there's accuracy. Has the timing down, just doesn't have the shot down as of right now. Peek! There's the pick you want to see from Tommy. Of course, the bomb is going down over towards B as he almost made it work. Goes for the elaborate challenge, but 4 versus 4.
Nice shot just to give the odds even. Aqua, I do not know if he got spotted, but obviously they know players here. If you're asking if he got spotted, he's already taking bullets, trying to stay alive. He's got teammates watching over him. Looney with the 1. Zed, though, does get a technical trade. 3v3, 25 seconds.
And that's so smart from Looney. Recognize I have to back away. Don't have chance. Accuracy gets the kill on Shawnee. Looney still watching the cross. Zed will be melted. Dylan almost the same fate, but Temp cleans him up, and Splyce get their first round on the board.
And the biggest part right there for Looney, not only does he get the kill, but Accuracy, who's one shot, because Looney takes that gunfight, slows that player down just enough to make sure that Reciprocity can't trade out. So very solid rounds. You can breathe just a little bit. I think that's how the payload started out as well, right? I think it was tied 2-2, and then Reciprocity just began to run away with it. So Splyce, again, they've been here before. They just want to clean it up just a little bit.
The magic from Reciprocity. How far is it going to take them? Is it enough to see Europeans win on North American soil? We'll wait and see. Jared down for first blood. Trade comes in instantly from Aqua, 4v4. Of course, you can see on the minimap a lot of presence over towards A, and that's why bomb planted. See if the retake's going to come through. Well, trade, 3v3. Looney still with a lot of work to do. 2 more players. Another trade from Accuracy. And he recognizes there's 1 more Reciprocity player. It's Dylan. He jiggles as he tried to run around the corner. He will fall. It's a 1 versus 2. Zed has had a big performance so far in this map, but it's not going to continue here. Splyce, they will get the defuse, and they tie things up 2-2.
Perfect trades as well on the back end, honestly, from both teams, and then you called it out correctly. It was Dylan. There is a very tiny corner where you're safe from that angle, but he doesn't even know how far back Accuracy is when he's running away, so he just tries to go around, gets caught, and then Zed, well, he wants to go hunt on Accuracy. Who knows where Aqua is? He wasn't one of those guys that was there from the trade, so again, we've been here before, tied up 2-2.
Here's a quick glance at the best play from the round. Of course, it was Accuracy with the ICR, and you'll see that play that we aren't referencing here. The little ledge that Dylan has to try and escape around. Of course, he, to your point, has no idea the angle Accuracy's looking at, so he's just trying to desperately scramble away. And if he does get away, of course, it's a 2v2. Anything could happen. Zed probably would have been right next to him, and they could have worked on trades.
Well, back on the attack. A couple times Splyce has already shown themselves over towards B, and they've been able to get the bomb down because, well, Tommy has hit shots before. Not quite quickly enough, but they're mixing things up. They got 2 players surging through mid-map. They got the bomb side over at B. No picks yet.
And Tommy isn't actually sniping this round. Instead, he's actually started with the medics. He put a lot of pressure down at the B side, but he may be forced to concede. I don't think they expect him to be so far pushed up. Trade comes through. 4v3 advantage Splyce, but for how long? Zed with the nade. He's going to be flown at. Looney close, and he reads it perfectly. The support from Dylan is there as he crosses over towards his teammate Aqua in the same spot he was a few rounds prior. Still wins the gunfight. Time to heal. Zed knows he can't challenge. He has to wait for some teammate support. Teammate right behind him, of course. That is going to be Shawnee. Here comes the push from Splyce. Shawnee with the crossfire, and now Splyce. No, but they've already committed to the push. They don't have a choice. And somehow, again, Reciprocity do it.
And rightfully so, they are getting hype on the main stage. Those are just the intense moments. So when do they slide in? How can you get the kills? Well, Shawnee finds 1. Whatever player in front of him, I think that is Zed, just annihilates the player jumping up on the pillar. And even if Shawnee falls, Zed was there for the trade. It is fast, it is quick. Your communication has to be perfect. And Reciprocity, they pull it off.
I mean, that's just perfect Call of Duty right there for them. Obviously, you prefer not to keep going down in life, so, you know, you prefer the man advantage, a couple of first bloods, of course, but again, still making it work. 3-2, Reciprocity. Looney looking over toward the B site, right? They've shown their hand pretty aggressively here, and honestly, they may actually push through. Looney's going to throw the nade just in case. As he wide peeks, he will get the pick onto Zed. That's important. That's a bomb as well, and he sees that. Teammates should be scrambling towards him now to assist. Bomb picked up. And spotted as well, and crossed out. Reciprocity with a chance to potentially try and rotate out. Aqua caught in no man's land, 4v4.
Yeah, couldn't finish the kill, evens things up, and Well, Splyce is going to be very quick to rotate, but not quick enough to get the stop. And keep in mind, accuracy potentially going to flank, maybe just cutting through mid-map. The bomb should get planted, and that nade probably won't connect, but will force players to back down. Accuracy has been revealed. Everyone knows the situation.
Now it just comes down to winning those fights. Stun out. 3 players from Splyce lining up. Don't not to connect with him just yet, but can afford to play a little bit of time. You have Shawnee playing as a safety blanket right at the back of the map. Accuracy drops mid-map. Advantage again. Reciprocity 4 versus 3. Tempest earned. You will more than likely not see that this round as Temp finds one. Jared slides in the shot, but she's just so quick, and it forces Shawnee's hand. 3v2. Splyce overlooking. Looney will not die. In fact, no, he does. So 11 seconds. 1 versus 2.
Just kill the guy that's not on bomb. Kill the guy that's not on bomb. Win the first gunfight. The second one will be free. Tommy, the matchmaker, game changer, everything. Get in the clutch. And of course, Shawnee helped them out as well. They had to get the double challenge perfect to get the first kills, and here's the second look. Shawnee's the bait to make sure Tommy doesn't get shot at, and he wraps it perfectly. He knows one guy's gonna hop on bomb, and of course, Jared is forced. He has to fly in. He knows Tommy crossed to the left, and a perfect play coming out. Executed again, 2 rounds in a row. Almost perfect Call of Duty.
And this is what we were talking about. In these game 5s, Reciprocity, no sign of nerves. Everything going as they want. The execution has been almost perfect throughout this entire event. I know we had that big debate about Search and Destroy and whether it wins championships. Well, if Reciprocity do go on to somehow win Fort Worth, I think the argument's to be made that yes, in fact it does. Game 5s at least, that's for sure. As now in round number 7. Reciprocity 4-2 up. Tommy peeks and escapes. War Machine invested. He's expecting to push, but that will surely now mean Splyce have to concede. They can no longer push over towards B.
I mean, players have to get forced to, well, go back towards their spawn, go underneath in cages, but he might have gotten a hit marker. They know someone's down there. That's why Dylan's pre-aiming the jump up. Temp with the beatdown does get traded out 4v4. Plenty of time. This bomb is coming back over towards B. Still is the War Machine, but again, Tommy, always the island player, just gets overwhelmed. And another 3v4.
Zed with Graf Slam. You go 5-2 here. That's a massive lead, but he has been sniffed out. Looney has dropped, though, so this is a 3v3. The stun comes through. You've got to be careful with this challenge. You don't want to get too close, and that's why Aqua falls. Reciprocity going for this round. 30 seconds on the clock. They know where Zed is. Do they have the information on Shawnee? That's the question. Zed somehow gets behind Accuracy. Accuracy does win the gunfight. Accuracy survives 2 versus 1. Zed not going to win the fight. And bear in mind the investment of the Graf Slam.
And Accuracy is the key guy there as well. With the choose for them, of course, getting rid of that grab, but he's just running circles around pipes, and at some point, Jared calls out, hey, I need help over here. If you have a moment, just please come save me. Because Accuracy was watching the back the entire time. He was keeping Zed pinned down, but he times it perfectly to help his teammate out, get the kill, and more importantly, stay alive just long enough that Jared can help him over from the bomb site. So very solid play, this time coming out of Splyce.
And now, of course, bear in mind, you look at the specialists on Splyce side. Well, Jared has his Graf Slam. Looney, of course, attack 5 boost. Aqua very close to Tempest, and Temp very, very close to War Machine. And that Graf Slam again invested last round by Reciprocity. They knew going up 5-2 would have been massive. Instead, it's 4-3 as Splyce once again hold on. And Jared over 4 days is basically huge because of the slam and because of connector, but he's going to be shot in the back. Slam straight up the rib. Reaction just to quickly get it off, and Temp with another 5 versus 3.
Oh, it's just falling apart. Now you got a 5 versus 2. Jared inside of you. Well, he does get taken down, and well, they're just going to go and take a tumble. I think what we saw on the payload was it was tied 2-2, and then Reciprocity just started to run away with it. Splyce done everything they can to bounce back in this game and bounce back in this series again, working on the reverse sweep.
That is true. Down 2-0. 2 very dominant performances. One basically a 4 versus 5. And now we find ourselves tied 4-4. Just 2 more rounds for either team, and they're in the grand final here at Fort Worth. Aqua, War Machine ready and waiting to be deployed. Of course, you'll see the trophies out. We see it. Tempest has been thrown out as well, but there's 1 no flak. There's 2 no flak. And Temp will survive. 5v3. Splyce looking to put themselves at match point. The flank coming through. Tommy drops 5 versus 2. Shawnee and Wuskin. Wuskin falls off. And
Again.
honestly, I think Shawnee's going to have the same fate. Match point Splyce.
They knew we had the War Machine, but they put the trophy on bomb and then played up past it. I think they were maybe just planning on backing up, but it happened so fast, and Dylan pulled out the Tempest, gets nothing with it. So that's a grab that Slam used, you lose the round. They pulled out the War Machine, they lose the round. They use the Tempest, they lose the round. Splyce now 1 away from completing the reverse sweep, looking for revenge.
Reciprocity have clutched up time and time again. Can they do it once again? One more time to force a round 11 and to force a potential chance at the grand final. Well, this round looks as if it could honestly be a quick one. Temp Jiggle peeking with the ICR elbow. Zed's going to throw out the nade, and I believe that's going to force him to concede positioning. Tempest is out. Aqua connects with the first. Tommy goes down, Zed with the trade. 4 versus 3. Still advantage Splyce. The problem for Splyce, however, bomb has been planted. Aqua still with just under half of the Tempests available to use here. As they make their way slowly and carefully over towards A. Zed the first in the way, gets the kill and somehow survives. Aqua not able to trade, Looney slides in. The kill does come through. 2 versus 3, 20 seconds on the clock. Wuskin reveals his position. Shawnee gets the pick, 2 versus 2. Reciprocity staying alive. Shawnee waiting for the push to come through. Shawnee will fall. 1 versus 2. It's all on Wuskin. 10 seconds left. The kill comes through. Aqua with the pick, and Splyce will not suffer the same fate they did at the last major. They booked their ticket into the grand final. The magic ran out for Reciprocity.
And what a grand final it could potentially be, but you got happiness and you got heartbreak on the main stage, but a hell of a series, a hell of an event from everyone involved. And Ben, frankly, I don't know if you could ask for a better grand final. These teams have played each other twice, they're split on it, and now they're going for some chips.
And the question, who is going to get revenge? LG, Splyce, the Fort Worth grand final. Who's your money on?
I mean, you got one team that has to win 2 of the best of 5s. It's not going to be easy, but it's honestly not even worth the prediction. With everything that has happened this event, there is nothing that can be predicted unless you're Maven.
For Reciprocity, what a run. What a run.
All the game 5s in the world, clutches left and right. By the way, another one of those teams that have had, what, a week's worth of practice, essentially?
Yep.
They pick up a new man. By the way, God on the map. Dylan has been phenomenal. Him and Zed as a solid duo have been elite all the event. But of course, you're so clutch in game 5s, eventually it's going to catch up to you.
Well, that is going to be everything from myself and Chance here at Fort Worth. Congratulations once again to Splyce. We can send it down to Jess on the main stage with the PlayStation Instant Reaction.
Thank you, Ben. How does it feel to pull off that reverse sweep versus Reciprocity?
I mean, obviously it feels amazing. We started off slow. I think the LG loss was still with us. It was a tough loss against LG. And we got the momentum and the control and just kept rolling with it.
You guys have had such a strong showing here at Fort Worth. What was the main thing you focused on in your preparations?
Just our composure and teamwork, like I said previously in my previous interview. It's just teamwork's what wins championships, and we just have to make sure it's on tip-top shape against LG right here.
Well, finally you are going into the grand finals versus LG, like you said. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're definitely ready. I think that series win got our blood flowing, and we're pumped, as you can see off the celebration, so we just want to get to blend.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
are getting a rematch in our grand final, Splyce and Luminosity. Splyce taking down Reciprocity, who's had such a phenomenal run here at CWL Fort Worth in that Game 5. Nameless, Pac-Man, and Study, we were all sitting there. The passion you saw, especially from Reciprocity to Nameless when they lost, was because with his head in his hands, but they have to be so proud of themselves.
Absolutely, right? Like you win, what, 6 Game 5s here in this tournament. You get a top 4 placing. A lot of people didn't even think you would make it out of your group. You got to hold your heads high, especially only after a week of practice with the new player. They played amazing, right? Like Zed had an off series. It's going to catch up to you at some point making a run like that. And, you know, all they have to do is just continuously improve upon what they did here, and they'll be great.
Now, it was funny, Pac, because at Vegas, Splyce actually lost in that exact same scenario. They lost their Game 5. So now at least they've broken that curse, and they can move on.
I thought we were just getting more of the same for sure.
Right.
Game 1 and Game 2, Splyce just came out so flat. Like, Looney said in his interview that the lost LG was probably still sitting there because they looked horrible. I thought it was over, legitimately. And then I want to give credit to Jerd. Jerd turned it around Game 3 for Splyce. He came in huge in U multiple times. Great performance out of him to turn it around. They played 3 frequencies, though.
Yeah.
Weird decision.
Yeah, so before the series, I was kind of worried for Splyce because they had those 3 frequencies at the end. And, you know, when Reciprocity took that lead early on, I'm like, wait, this series is over. Like, 3 frequency. After what we saw Zed and Dylan doing and all the series previous to this, it was really like them two just doing it all. And Zed just had a bad performance in those last few maps and overall in the respawns in the series. And they couldn't get much going. And the guys on Splyce flipped that switch.
Now, speaking of Zed, there was a little something funny that did happen during map 1, and that is Spacely saying LMAO can't believe they won that map with Zed going 5-21. I believe Study with 2 of those coming at the end.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. A great performance overall by Reciprocity. Oh wait, we have Parasite, 3 kills for the win. Ended up being 5.
we got to roast a little bit. There's more.
But
look at Merc.
5-22.
Wow.
He got those last 2 kills at the very end when the game was over with the grab slam. He had like 1,800 damage that map, and they still pulled out the win, so everyone's mind blown by that.
Yeah, it's like a close game too. 1,800 damage is 250 to 200. Like, how do you get the win doing that? You got some good teammates.
Well, and then what's more, for Splyce to be able to Study to come back still, even though they were winning maps like that, to be able to come back, take it to that Game 5, and win. Yeah,
the way that Splyce was able to bring it back was just that Game 3. The way you lost first map was basically a 4v5. It's plain and simple. This S&E was a complete smoke fest on the side of Reciprocity. Splyce just simply didn't stand a chance here. And that 3rd map for me was just a complete turning point because obviously it's win or go home at that point. They know Splyce's back's against the wall. They know if they lose, they're gonna have the same exact placing, probably have the same exact conversation that they were having at Vegas, and that's something that they definitely didn't want to happen. Jerd had an unbelievable performance in that map 3, same with Looney.
Yeah, it is St. Patty's Day and the Irishman was going off. Jerd kind of just neutralized Zed, pretty much shut him down. You know, Dylan was still sort of doing his thing, but there was just a little bit too much pressure on the side of Splyce. We saw them every time they got control of one of those control points, it was just pretty much dominance from then on out. The trades starting to turn around a little bit. You know, on that first map, we saw them winning or losing the trades, and they had Zed not even involved at all. So once Splyce flipped that switch, they kept it going throughout the rest.
This 3rd map was the first time we actually saw cracks out of Reciprocity.
Yeah.
They had a 6-4 man advantage in that first round that Jerd won. In that round, Tommy pulled out his War Machine when they're down by 10 kills with over a minute left. Like, I don't know what he expected to get done there, but he just completely burned that specialist, and they started to fall apart as a team.
In this last map, Splyce had a total of 8 First Bloods. They lost 4 of those rounds, and those were the 4 Reciprocity rounds. Reciprocity had 2 First Bloods, and they lost their 2 rounds as well. It was just an unbelievable, like, individual performance. I just felt like they were players. They had number advantages. There was one situation that's about to come up here, which was Temp in the back of the spawn. It was a 4v3 situation, and Temp is just playing on an island, which I'm pretty sure this is the play right here. You have a 4v3. You have the advantage in numbers. All you need to do is simply play a trade. The fact that you're on this opposite side of the map puts you in a terrible situation, and Reciprocity was just able to capitalize on it.
You can watch flank from a tighter setup, or if you're gonna be that person watching flank, you shouldn't be the aggressor in that moment. He's the one that took the initial fight. That's why he got double teamed when he had numbers, and they ended up losing this round.
Yeah, this search and destroy was, you know, decently back and forth for the most part. And, you know, we saw some interesting strats. A lot of teams taking more advantage of that mid-map push, and you know, Reciprocity, where they've been known throughout this tournament to kind of rotate back and forth and try to catch you off guard. Splyce was aware of it. We saw them, you know, sandwiching them a lot or pushing it to them. There was one round that, you know, we'll see coming up here in a bit where Splyce sends 4 players straight through the center of the map, and then 2 of them drop back into you after it. It's interesting to see teams kind of adapting around you know, the team that they play.
This round's so odd. The bomb is down, so they feel like they're forced to be aggressive. But that's not the bad part. The part is that they went at different times. So you saw Aqua slide up first, and then you saw Accuracy hit the ledge. It was too slow, and they lost the man advantage again.
So this round was crazy. So on this round, Reciprocity was on the offense, and they decided to send 3 players straight through the middle of the map. They get into that top window, and their plan is to kind of converge onto Splyce, set up around A, but little did they know, Splyce decides to send players to B. They get the information that, hey, Reciprocity's not here, let's wrap back. And as they're wrapping back, they catch like somebody's shoulder running into their base, and they chase him down and clean him up, and able to win that round, which, you know, was an interesting strat out of Reciprocity.
This blew my mind.
Failing.
Yeah, this round was insane.
If you're not gonna wear flag, I don't know why the trophy's so far back. If you're not even gonna play back there,
Exactly.
what is that? Throw the trophy where you're playing. Obviously, too, if you think they have War Machine, you know he hasn't used it yet. You have to pull out flag. There's no excuse for that. It donated the round to Splyce.
So just look at how Splyce was playing this. They were neutralizing that lone wolf on the side of Reciprocity every time that they could because they played that buddy system so heavily. They had 3 guys together at all times, and they were able to just trade out effectively on this map. Every single round that they won, it was just flawless execution. They're making people jump off the map. Splyce on frequency is a lot to deal with.
This last round, it just came down to this fight. If Wuskin's able to win this fight with Aqua like Tommy did previously in another round, this goes round 11, but Aqua played it well and knew exactly where Wuskin was and was able to close it out.
And again, we cannot stress enough how well Reciprocity has done. Not, you know, 3rd place, not exactly where they wanted to go at this point, but they've got to be proud of themselves. The team has to be proud of them. I mean, again, congratulations to them.